Yeah, the number one deck in Marvel Snap right now, according to Untapped, is this En Sabah Nur big dump deck. I've seen this one floating around for a while, like really since En Sabah Nur came out, I think. Almost made a video on it a few times. I think played a game here or there. Never quite vibed with it as much as I expected to, but now I finally got a chance to really dive into this one since it was topping the charts. The idea here is to, get all this big, crazy stuff cheated into play through a variety of means, right? Number one is Dracula playing a 4-cost card, getting a 21 power play. Jubilee summoning giant stuff. En Sabah Nur turning basically your rocks from debris or potentially a Jubilee body into a giant card. Dragon Lord cheating one out from hand. Blink cheating one out from deck, etc. A variety of ways here in the mid game basically to cheat out those big bodies while still, sometimes just playing a big one on turn 6. So this deck is just all about points and kind of brute forcing your way into gigantic numbers. I will say, like, sometimes playing this one, I am bothered a bit by the inflexibility of it. Like, it's very like fixed in what it can do. Literally, your first 2 draws are fixed. You don't have a 3-drop very often. Sometimes you don't have any like energy flexibility or choice flexibility because some of the cards too are like unplayable in some spots or altogether. So you kind of have to just like lean in and trust some of these plays too, like Jubilee or Dragon Lord that can feel a bit chaotic. Even Blink sometimes not always that reliable. So it's not really my favorite style of play, despite having a lot of giant cards, which I normally love. That said, I do think in the same way, it's probably kind of easy to turn your brain off a bit with this one and just sort of play out the biggest stuff and like just see what works and kind of trust the process, as it were, because the data is there. Like, this deck wins a lot of games with both a high cube rate and a high win rate. So it can do it. Like, if you stick it out, you're probably going to find some big wins with this deck and you're going to climb pretty reliably. Like, this is a big sample size, great result deck. So you got to have faith. It just sometimes frustrates me a little bit turning towards this chaos and never really knowing exactly how things are going to go. So all in all, you can't go wrong with this one. You're going to see me embark on a 10-game run and experience certainly some of those highs and some of those lows in this video to showcase exactly what this deck is all about. All right, so Astral Plane actually is great if it's Dragon Lord or Blink. Honestly, both could be amazing. This is my first game of this deck. I think we're gonna do a 10-game run because I'm gonna be real with you. I recorded a whole nother video, but it was on mute the whole time. I'm a professional and I'm really good at that, so I don't have a lot of time. Squeeze this one in. Was not with this deck though. I was playing a ramp deck, but then I went on to realize, like, well, that was actually a bad idea because I think we're gonna play ramp with Punisher War Machine tomorrow. So actually, maybe fortuitous in a way that I got to play something a little different, because this isn't actually a ramp deck. This is more of a dump deck. Normally I'd be super stressed about all these little garbage guys, but En Sabah Nur is going to be sort of perfect for this, isn't it? Getting rid of the rock mid. The ninja right's really not a huge problem because we already have decent amount of points there. Debris is like so big. Now this does affect our cards, but ultimately we shouldn't be playing any more 3 or 4s. I guess maybe a Dracula could pop in, maybe, but that's it. Now hopefully we don't hit the Quicksilver that we put into the deck. Normally there's not ever a Quicksilver in the deck, but that weird early Blink certainly changes things a bit, so I guess we'll see. Don't be Quicksilver. Anybody but Quicksilver, please. Dracula. Sure, that works for me. Take that. Now this Blink, we can turn this Apocalypse into a Red Hulk or an Infinaut, which does seem worth it. Also, he would be a pretty sick card to redraw, for the record, because he has that on reveal. You could trade out... Ooh, well, actually, no. Right now, I guess you would trade out your Dracula because of Necrotia. Your Rock would not actually be your smallest. So no, probably wouldn't replay it, but I think still turning it into a bigger guy would be nice. I sure wish that was an Infinaut and not a Red Hulk, because Red Hulk is barely bigger as it stands. Oh, Spider-Man 2099 is also super scary. That makes me want to just put more bodies out, you know? To deny that 2099, but at the same time, it's like that move happens first, right? So I can actually, in a weird way, can't I just put a Dragon Lord here so that if it goes left, but like, won't it wants to go mid, right? Other than maybe for Batman reasons. it really wants to go mid. I think you probably still just play it mid, right? It still kind of solves the same problems. My only challenge is I don't really think I'm winning right. It's like 12 to, well, I don't know, maybe if they're losing 20.99, actually it might be kind of hard for them to get points. It does indeed go mid. It destroys the Dracula, but we should cover, well, we're definitely covering with the Dragon Lord, so that's fine. As long as it's not a 10-point card right, which what would it even be? What would it even be? What could it possibly be? Yeah, they're definitely overcommitted left. Mid safe, that's fine. What could it be? There's no, yeah, I say there's no energy left. Oh God, Red Wing. Oh, no way. No way. No, how big is it? Oh, it's tiny. Okay, that's fine. Oh my God, that got scary because it could have been something huge. Oh my God, this is like a bigger move deck. This is cool, dude. Opponent has a cool, sick move deck here, but thankfully we, barely scraped by with a Quicksilver. If they had played this Hydra Stomper here instead, right, that would have been, oh, well, no, Zorn would have moved it, so I don't know. I guess it kind of had to be the Red Wing, which, I don't know, what did they have? They had one more card in hand. If it was something big, we definitely could have lost. That was spooky, dude. What a crazy first game. I was not ready for all that. That was wild. 20.99 you just don't ever see, man. All right. Hey guys, we drew Quicksilver. Nice. So lucky, man. Getting our 1-drop on turn 1 is really, we're so lucky, dude. How are we so lucky? This is where a first-time viewer is like, this guy's stupid. This guy doesn't know how the card works. He's so dumb. And everybody watching is like, well, yes, but also not that's not why. like, yeah, he is dumb. We've all come to understand that after years of, well, after days of watching. But he knows about Quicksilver. The Quicksilver is a meme, dog. Oh my God, they got a 1/5 rock. That is really strong. Jeez, it's really, really strong. This rock is garbage for me, but it's, I mean, I guess it helps me contest Mojo World. Sure. We'll get at least another rock to play next turn, but that's kind of all we've got. So is this our second game, I think? I don't care if I win or lose with this deck. We're putting 10 games in order. Like I said, I just do not have the time. So it's my own fault, my own stupidity, but it's where we are. It's again, that's the theme, right? But you don't, even if I lose, even if I have a terrible run with this deck, like, you know, that's just me. Like we have data at large. We know this deck is good. It might just be bad variance, or maybe my playstyle or something doesn't fit the deck. Who knows? Maybe I don't see the lines, right? But I don't actually think the rock goes there, by the way, because we have like good Dragon Lord plays. I think I'm glad I caught that. I think we just maybe play Dragon Lord there next turn. Gambit. Oh, I'm sort of glad they saved that though, because that could be like an instant win in Mojo World later, right? That could be one of those where it just throws us the game. Now, like I said, I think we go Dragon Lord right. There are some pretty garbage hits in the pool though. Rock, En Sabah Nur is not great. You can blink into a Hulk later. But does that really win you the game? You know what I mean? I don't think so, right? You ever do this? What's your play look like next turn? Dragon Lord right? But then like you need to be strong left, right? But you gotta have the bodies too. Like we don't have enough bodies, right? You could do this and then Dragon Lord left, I guess, and your rock here would be, you know, this rock always gets pulled though. So like that doesn't work either. Mojo World is just making me so inflexible feeling, man. I guess you just do this and hope Giganto wins left. I don't know. This sucks. Like, we're not even that strong right because they have so many points already. These rocks with the Victoria hand are just so insane. Okay, you can go blink rock here, man. But the En Sabah Nur would just hit this rock, which doesn't ever help you at all, right? Maybe if it hits Jubilee, it helps you technically, but then they would have to have not a 4th card. I'm also just not strong left like this at all. Well, I mean, you can be, I guess. It's not hitting this. It could also hit this rock. Well, no, Blink's hitting that rock, right? So no, we know that one's fine. Is that just better than, like, you know, Giganto left is the question? Probably, yeah, usually. You could even hit Debris and Jubilee and actually fill out right as well, but I don't think you'd have enough points for it to matter anyway. Dude, this actually looks like it could work. Jubilee into what? Dracula, that's fine! This is insane! Fantastic hits! Oh wait, Jubilee is getting moved too, I forgot. Jubilee. Well, I didn't forget. We didn't know we were getting Jubilee, but like that's even more potential points there, which, oh no. Dude, oh god, dude, the ups and downs there were so, bro. We hit Jubilee, which got like we didn't, it could have been Debris, Jubilee. I guess Dracula also would have bounced, which would have been even worse. I guess if you hit the Dracula Apocalypse, that's even worse. Well, again, not necessarily, because you only needed to beat 12 anyway. So if you hit like Debris or Jubilee after that, you'd still be okay. But like, dude, the rock getting added to hand and then Dracula pulling the rock, despite this hand, can you imagine how mad I'd be if he pulled the 1 in 5 rock and it wasn't enough? Thankfully, it's exactly enough to give that extra +3 or whatever. But wait, where is this rock from? Oh, wait, did Jubilee? Hold up. Jubilee also pulled the rock. Wait, I just realized we hit Jubilee who pulled a rock, which is garbage. The rock from Blink got immediately pulled instead of like Debris. And then, no, wait, did Dracula get hit by the, no, this has to be from the Jubilee, right? And then Dracula got pulled by the Apocalypse on the Jubilee. Yeah, that was a crazy sequence of low rolls. God, I don't know if that could have gone much worse, but it was still enough. Oh my god, that was terrible. So we're 2-0. Good start. Hey, we drew Quicksilver. Nice. Good stuff. Dragon Lord's looking great. Think we'll draw Domino too? That would be amazing. Oh my god, so lucky! Guys, we're so good. Can we draw now? If we draw Debris, that would actually be pretty sick. That would actually legit be lucky. Yeah. If that ticks up, that gives their Wilson a play. It does. So sad. Jubilee, I guess, goes left, so we're a little safer with Genosha. Dragon Lord probably goes mid. I don't know. You want points mid, of course, but you need, you want to save Eternal's Arc for later. I guess Red Hulk's probably your Eternal's Arc play, kind of no matter what already. Maybe technically the Hulk. I don't know. Should I make En Sabah Nur look like the Hulk or Red Hulk for this one, guys? I haven't decided yet. Yeah, it's definitely Jubilee left, and indeed the Wilson hits. That's kind of sad. There are some definite low rolls here. Debris, I think, would be a low roll. En Sabah Nur might be okay, because I think I can play... Well, no, Genosha would kind of screw the En Sabah Nur with Dragon Lord mid, I think, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think it would. Dracula's totally fine. Do you still go Dragon Lord mid here is my big question right now. Blink is a guaranteed Hulk left. I think that usually wins you the game. If you hit Blink here, you'd actually be so pumped. If you hit Red Hulk here, though, you're kind of screwed. Because you can't play right anymore. You could play a Blink, but I don't know if you'd be that excited because left might still be a little exposed. Dracula would be pretty big, I guess. I'm torn on this, man. It's like my urge to contest everywhere might cost us. They did go really... Oh, Stardust screws me either way. We lose. We just lose. The game is lost. And I guess Dragon Lord contest, but I can't... Oh, you know what we could do now, though, is blink into Dragon Lord. If you trust your Dracula, which we have a very good chance of doing, he needs 13 points to win. Oh, but then the En Sabah Nur is a low roll. Oh, this doesn't work, though, right? It's not a transform. No, this still doesn't work. It's not a transform. Transforms work, but this isn't. It doesn't work. I don't know what I'm doing. That doesn't work either. Do you trust your Red Hulk to win here then? No, you're just losing, right? You just lose. This is the same thing. It's a summon, not a transform. Yeah, we just lose to Stardust, right? I mean, we'll play it out for 1Q, but I literally, they play 1 point mid or right or whatever, they basically win the game, so we're cooked. There is zero chance of victory here. Also just an insane Daredevil game. Stardust just wins this one for them for free, basically. No chance. Pretty big Red Hulk. I'm okay with our line. We also Giga low rolled the Dracula. I mean, it's a 50-50, I guess, to low roll that, but Stardust just solos us, sadly. really, really good against us. I haven't really seen that much Stardust tech in these. We've seen more of like Supergiant, I feel like, than Stardust, which kind of makes more sense to me because Stardust is like an effect you could turn off with your Techno-Organic, but I guess you're thinking that's okay and it doesn't always happen. Hey, what do you know, man? Good lucky draws every time. The luckiest card in Marvel Snap. I think it's really cool how bad Quicksilver is, but then also there's decks that have actually made him good. You know what I mean? Is my sound not working, by the way, dude? What the heck, dog? I turned this on earlier. Is it not working? Has it really not been working this whole time, dude? I fixed this. Oh, I hate when one thing goes wrong, technically a million things go wrong. I hate that. I hate that. Like while you're fixing one thing, something else goes wrong because of the processes. It drives me crazy. I hate when things go wrong. Everybody is playing E3 Daredevil right now, by the way. It's nuts. I need an X-Mansion win here because I think we're behind by a lot. I actually think we're behind by a lot. Daredevil hits too. That's scary. So E3's drawing. Omniversal. Well, there goes the X-Mansion hits, I guess. Genosha. God, these suck for us too because all my cards, like I want to play 6-drops, you know? God dang, that was an unlucky swing. Double Genosha's even worse. Turn off Genosha with another Omniversal, please. The opponent's deck is like ultimate flexibility, and my deck is like no flexibility. You know what I mean? I'm wondering if I should maybe still have put the Dracula mid and just let him try to solo and then like Dragon Lord right, you know, because Dragon Lord mid sucks. Like you always lose your Dragon Lord. I wanted a bigger card mid, but Dracula is basically the same difference. Yeah, I think this game's gone already. These decks are just, oh my god, dude. Cosmic Ghost right. Oh, I low rolled the En Sabah Nur too. Are you kidding me, man? This literally could not have gone worse, dog. Like honestly could not have gone worse. Actually, the worst possible roll on Earth. Is there any chance 12 points wins left? There's 0 chance, but I don't care enough about my rank to not try it at least. They might double down mid and right. I don't know. We'll try it, man. There's 0 chance though. That Cosmic Ghost Rider is just too insane. No, there's 0 chance, right? Just really unfortunate sequences all around. Yeah, they go hard left as they should. Cool, man. Cool, dog. Cool. Polymorph, screw them somehow. Oh, God. I needed, like, I don't even know. I don't think there's anything that gets me close enough, right? Yeah, it would have been 0 points. I'm sure there's technically something, like Athena or something, but I think we would have lost tiebreaker anyway, right? So, I mean, I guess a Carnage or something would have been nice. Yeah, maybe a Carnage. They took a little bit of risk there, but didn't pay off. So are we now 2-2, I think? Yeah, I think 2-2. 2 pretty unfortunate games, but I will say I feel like this deck is kind of exposed to that because there's a lot of, I don't know, there's a lot of like inflexibility, right? So sometimes when your curve goes weird, you just have to deal with that inflexibility a little bit, you know? But again, we have data at large. Like, it's nice to have the data. So even when you find some bad variants, you know, like, hey, the data's supporting me. The one thing about this deck that really stresses me is not having a 3-drop, really. Like, the odds of hitting debris are so slim. I wish I had a 3-drop Domino for this deck, you know? I want a Quicksilver Domino at every cost. And you just play the perfect curve deck. Red Shift Boom. So probably Hella stuff. Jubilee left is pretty cool though because it gives you access to Spider Island. I think the question you have to ask then though is like, do I need to get out ahead of Kiln first? You know? Because Dragon Lord I guess does the same thing. Yeah, this needs to hit like Infinaut. Ghost Rider Foom, that is their way to get points in Foom, very much like we were just talking about, right? So this maybe gives us the lead in Kiln. So then it's a question of, hey, nice, that's a good hit. Yeah, that's a good hit. So then it's a question of winning New York, maybe. Which the cool thing about Dragon Lord is if we hit like Infinaut or get a big play, like we're ahead mid, that's locked. They're not getting into mid. I mean, I guess there could still technically be Hella stuff, but right now anyway, it doesn't look like they're getting into mid. They're going hard left though, which is interesting because they have a lot of flexibility here too. They discard the Hella and a zombie Galacti. That must be the Redshift card, yeah, from the Foom, of course. Red Hulk is so close to winning left, dog. He is so close to winning left. Like, does it connect? Does it hit? Does it hit, man? Does it hit, guys? I really wish you could play Dracula and Debris. I think this is your safest bet, right? You go, I mean, honestly, like, why not just move the Red Hulk here, though, right? Because you know this is 100% safe. Hell is gone. They've already played a Ghost Rider. You just need to get as strong right as you can. Like, yes, technically the Red Hulk could cover if they float energy, but they might not, you know? I'm sure they have a 6-drop in the deck, but is it maybe just Infinaut? I don't know. Like, surely you have a win here with Hulk, Red Hulk, Blink, and Domino, right? There's no way this doesn't hold. There's no way this doesn't hold. Blink for them as well. That's a hella. No way. No, there's no space. No, it hit Zombie Galacti. Okay, could have been a hella, but I guess that would have maybe just been Zombie Galacti anyway. Yeah, okay, that actually is like the sickest way to get your hella back. A blink into an Odin, dude, but it doesn't, there's not enough bodies anyway. And yeah, this indeed works. So even if they did hit a hella, like max would have been 5 points here, which 17 would have held. Yeah, okay. The Hulk did tick up, by the way. He would have won left, interestingly. But like we said, I think this is a more solved state. Like, no reason to risk it with the Red Hulk. We actually would have been really close anyway, because it was like 22, 26, 27 with the Jubilee. Wow. Was really close anyway. So you almost couldn't go wrong, but it works out. So now we're up to 3-2, which is good. That's fine. That's 60% win rate. We're not mad. See if we can hold it, you know? All right, Quicksilver's pretty chill. I don't think we're good at White Hot Rooms. We're just going to dodge that for now. Opponent's probably quite good at it with like Techno-Organic Virus. Whoa, whoopsie. Like he's bald. He revealed his bald spot. No, he didn't. But nothing wrong with being bald, guys. Really, the bigger problem is guys who hang on to their like, you know, if you're it's everybody goes bald. It's okay. Commit to it, you know. I know it's easy for me to say because I have hair, but like I promise it's gonna be all right. You'll look great if you just, you know, either go full shave or just, you know. Oh, this is so good for us. Gladiators is a fantastic card for us, man. We can actually like kind of contest White Hot Room almost. Like Jubilee sort of does, but also kind of not, right? I mean, they'll certainly play there this turn, right? So you don't really go for the Jubilee. I think you just go for Dracula. But, you know, just like lean into the baldness. You're going to look great. Just have some I know you can do it. This is my inspiration for you anyway. Like, I believe in you. I think you'll look awesome. You know, it's all about confidence. Again, I know, easy for me to say, but I think, you know, often it's kind of, I think guys are often worse off when they don't like lean into it, you know, try to cling on for too long. I think that's the hard part. So Jubilee Blink is really, really nice. I think we're trusting Dracula left. There's a little bit of fear on this En Sabah Nur, though, I will say. Hey, thankfully the Dracula dodging the Cosmic Ghost Rider. Well, now there's a lot less fear on the En Sabah Nur, because even En Sabah Nur now would, well, kind of ties, but also sort of not, right? This also no longer has a hit anymore. We have the actual, we pulled the card, you know. En Sabah Nur also doesn't quite connect himself, so there's no Ice Cube pull. This could go a little south, guys. If we don't get a big card right and Dracula whiffs, this could go a little south, man. I need a pretty big card right here to win. We probably need one of these two. Oh god, nope, we lose. We just lose. Cosmo is brutal. We also low rolled left like an idiot. Yeah, that's a tough one. Cosmo too good. I didn't really have an alternative, is the crazy thing, because Dragon Lord can't go mid, Infinaut Giganto can't go mid, En Sabah Nur can go mid, but he's stupid. So We're just stuck. That's 3 and 3. I do think the inflexibility of this deck bothers me a lot. It's one of those where you can probably just brute force the points sometimes, you know, and just go big and you don't care, and it just like gets those wins. But I don't know, that inflexibility to me, that makes my life kind of miserable. I don't know. Quicksilver, Death's Domain. We're actually pretty good at with Jubilee and Dragonlord. So that's not necessarily a problem yet. Debris in Sabah Nur stuff, though, is not going to work out well. Abby also very unlikely to connect for us, but we can try at least in case we hit Debris here. I mean, turn 4 could hit 2, technically, I guess. But usually people hit this on 3. Most people have cleaner curves than I do. Again, that inflexibility we're talking about. Hey! Central Park connects for both of us. That also makes Jubilee in Sabah Nur a play as well now. Okay, dude. Okay, Central Park was a clutch hit. So now we go Jubilee left on 4, and then you probably go in Sabah Nur on 5, right? Oh, opponent. Oh, magic changes everything. Okay. Well, I mean, Jubilee left is still pretty good for in Sabah Nur, I suppose. That doesn't really change anything. Debris here would be really stressful, though. Like if you hit the 1 and 4 Debris, you are giga stressed. Maybe it's actually not a problem still, just because you kind of only need 1 card per spot. But I don't know. Opponent's doing Kid Omega stuff, which makes me think first about like Nimrods. But we've also seen, particularly with Magic, I'm thinking about Nimrod. I've seen some of this in like Phantomex, but I don't think you need Magic in the Phantomex decks. I wouldn't expect Phantomex to come out here. What did I say? We are 3 and 3, by the way. Yeah, 3 and 3. Pass turn 4. All right, Hulk is a big boy. Yeah, that's good. We just kind of want 1 big boy in every spot. I think boy, looking at the, I don't think you want an En Sabah Nur, right? Kind of sucks. Because it's like if you hit Debris, you just lock out, and then if you hit Blink, it's gonna hit Jubilee, which has nothing left anyway. In a weird way, the Abby draw here is kind of hurting us. If Dragonlord hits in Sabah Nur, I'm also sort of unhappy, but it's a 1 and 5, you know? I don't think you play down to these 1 and 5s. I think you just play the curve here. I mean, I guess I could argue to myself that, like, why not just play Dracula into, like, Red Hulk into Giganto or whatever, you know? The Dracula does have a chance to be pretty small, though, for the record, because you're going to draw Debris and Blink guaranteed. Like, most of your Dracula hits are going to be, like, 6 to 8 power, even a 5-drop in here. So in some ways, I also kind of hate Dracula. So I don't know. I could argue both of these. Like, do you value the flexibility more, or do you just value raw point output, you know? Ah, so this is Panther Kid Omega stuff, which... this is my last chance to get an En Sabah Nur. If you do it here, you might end up with 1 rock here, but that's actually not that big of a disaster, perhaps. You just kind of trade up a 1. This is worth like 13 points this turn. Actually, more than that, because another +3 is worth 16 points this turn. It's probably right, and you have 1 spot left. You're never playing 2 cards next turn anyway, right? So you're always just playing a Red Hulk right regardless. I think you do just go En Sabah Nur here. I actually kind of want the squirrel left to be the hit, maybe. Oh! We're shuffling away that Quicksilver! That's so sick, dude! That's so sick, dog. We're shuffling away that Quicksilver, dude. That is so sick, dude. We're losing all those negative points. Now, do they have a way to gain more points, you know, elsewhere again? Like, do you have 22 points left? Maybe. I don't know. There's no, like, Taskmaster. Arnim Zola would be a crazy roll. If I lose to an Arnim Zola 1 and 3, I'm going to lose my mind. That was such cool timing on the Apocalypse Quicksilver, by the way. That's so sick. I mean, I feel pretty good right with the Red Hulk. You don't feel... You know, if they're going to go for right, they might as well go for left, is kind of my thought. But they might think right is a little more approachable. I don't know how many points they think I'm going to have here, you know. 16, hopefully, plus 9, 25. That's a 24-point lead to a 22-point lead, right? Like, left is fixed, though, so they kind of know, like... But they might think, hey, I got to... Instead of retreating, they might think they can go for right, basically. I don't know what's left in this deck, though, that's good, you know? I don't know what else they have. I'm sure they want to normally do Arnim Zola stuff, but the squirrel's just screwing them. If you're going for Arnhem Zola, though, you still would have done it right, wouldn't you? If you had a 50-50 instead of a 1 and 3. There's no like Nimrod stuff that beats us anymore. What am I forgetting, right? This could have Galactus. Could maybe have Fin Fang Foom stuff. Foom wouldn't beat us because we have all small stuff in the front, I think. It is Foom. He does not beat us. Even if he'd gained the 8 from Debris instead of the 1 from Squirrel, we were still fine, right? Because he would have been at 20. We would have had 21 to 22. He does actually fill the curve perfectly against Red Hulk, though, which is kind of crazy. Wow, scary. Foom was my last call, but the right one, and so close if they high rolled. But having the squirrels out this game, I think, really made our lives so much better. It's quite interesting, though. If that Quicksilver had been there, there was a chance the Foom would have gained -8. I mean, not that they would have played the Foom in that scenario, but, you know, like, that's the lineup you're creating, which is kind of crazy to think about. Okay, so we're 4 and 3, 3 games to go. I would expect a good deck like this to normally go in that like 7 and 3 range for my performance. Typically, I typically, you know, perform a bit above the averages, but I don't know. This deck feels like so inflexible that it's just hard to get a good capture of what's happening on average. You know, you hit high rolls and low rolls basically. Raft we are kind of terrible at, but it might be fun to just give it a go. Opponent with skills is way more likely to hit. Like, Techno-Organic Virus is everywhere this week. Opponent's getting an Infinaut, which is pretty dead for them. Presumably, we are getting a Patriot. Whoa. That is, again, good news for our Raft in theory. Shadowlands Daredevil. Like, now the opponent could certainly finish the Raft this turn, which we won't ever. But we'll try. Like, if they don't have exactly like Demon Techno or something, right? They might not have it yet. They might just want to play a Fisk here. And Fisk does not complete the Raft. So we can give it a go. I like this Patriot Daredevil, though. That's pretty sweet, man. They have Eitri Sandstorm instead. Okay, so they finished the Raft, but they are kind of getting a weaker Sandstorm at least. Patriot's pointless to us, but I don't have anything to do anyway, right? Are we ever going to get an En Sabah Nur? We could. We can go Dragon Lord right next turn and then play like a Dracula mid. And then En Sabah swaps out the Quicksilver into a Hulk or a Red Hulk. For the shot, I think. Isan is super strong and scary, though. Isan is crazy. A lot of free demons, I guess. That sort of makes me want to dodge right, because it's just already so strong, right? This hits Hulk. You can still contest right. I mean, their mid is super weak, at least. This hits Debris. You activate your En Sabah Nur now, but you lock out left. Because Rock here would pop off on the En Sabah Nur. You'd have 9 points from Debris. You'd play what with it? A Dracula or a Dragon Lord, I guess? I don't know. Both of these feel really shaky to me, man. I guess Dragon Lord into Jubilee is another possibility here. The bonus energy from Starbrand doesn't seem relevant. I don't know. This Isan's just so nerve-wracking, man. You know they have another demon for this freaking Isan's the thing. Like, that is such a crazy hit off of the Raft, right? Like, it's got to be worth more. Oh, there are rocks, too, which are kind of low rolls, I guess, sort of, right? This hits Dracula, though, gets caught by the En Sabah Nur. Dang it. So this grabs either Hulk or Red Hulk, which makes the Dracula sort of a 50-50. God, that's really, really annoying for that exact line. You could put in the Jubilee to say, like, hey, I'll take a 50-50 on the Dracula. But then you're just, like, losing left so hard, right? Like, left is so gone. Martyr is technically still able to swap out, but that seems kind of irrelevant. You really don't trust the Dracula at all. This actually sucks so hard. I guess you play the Blink here, but well, no, you know En Sabah Nur never wins like that. Like, technically it could, I guess. Yeah, this is just like, I don't think there's any lines here that make sense, right? There's just nothing that tracks. Yeah, I don't think there's any path to winning like this. like you feel like you need to contest mid, so like that's part of it, but there's no way I'm getting enough points right because Hulk's not big enough. Well, Dracula's gone anyway, right? Like there's just no way. There's just no paths here. They did maybe lose points by doing that, but we're just too small. Like we're actually kind of too small everywhere is the crazy thing, right? Oh, dude, it's actually so, oh my God, it's so close, dude. Oh, it's so, oh my God. The debris giving us bonus points from Patriot makes us 2 off mid and we tie right. Oh my God. I think they just gig a high roll to this Isan, you know? It was just so much free tempo and like, you know, just these body, like it's just like, they basically pulled 22 points for zero energy, right? It's crazy work. I can't believe how close this got to almost stealing it, man. The Patriot coming back into play, like really close game. So that makes us 4-4, dude. This deck is really riding that line so close. Whoa, it's so boring when this is kind of first because it's like, well, we didn't know what they were anyway, so replacing them means nothing. You get to access them early, which sometimes does make a big difference. Sanctum we are not good at. It also turns off any En Sabah Nur stuff. I think we have plenty of space to play our Quicksilvers. Hope Summers, I mean, we don't normally have 3 drops, so maybe that's okay. Opponent also just ripping their generated card here. I mean, I like games that are kind of condensed, I guess, right? Because boards that are condensed, because I am pretty good at like going tall with just a few cards, right? Like that's a strength of ours. Drax never moves right, so that's not a problem. Like we said, En Sabah's dead, so we're not doing that. He's just bad. Dracula means we can play Hulk into Red Hulk and still have, you know, a big Dracula as well. Opponent has snapped on seeing that hope, which is interesting. I don't know. I mean, Drax is definitely likely to get big. Oh, maybe they drew the Doom here and are snapping because that gives them access to Sanctum, of course. Yeah, it's really going to be tough for me to win. I don't know. I think I have to put both my big guys mid, though, right? Because you kind of have to trust the Dracula left. And they're, like, already kind of small left, actually. Dracula hiding from the Ghost Rider is so nice every time. Like, they're kind of going to be smaller left, presumably. So we have to win mid. Dragon Lord bigger on average. He's always at least 11. No, he's 6 sometimes with Jubilee. I don't feel great about this Hulk, to be honest, man. Drax is scaling. Dr. Doom is big. I think we're losing, right? It's really close, I bet, but I think we're losing off the Drax scaling, maybe, because there's still a Doombot coming in, too. Yeah, we're losing off the Drax scaling. That's crazy. We're not filling... Oh, also, good God, the Dracula, dude. Opponent was very, very good into Sanctum Sanctorum. They also just kind of had the dream final 3 card turn there, right? Like really good curve to finish. So we're now 4-5. Not the best showing for this deck. I remember the last couple times I almost made videos on this. I remember like playing a few games and not vibing with this deck. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong necessarily. I think it's just, you know, it's a high variance deck, right? It's like, I'm sure you go on streaks where you win 10 in a row and just like feel like you're flying, and then you go on streaks where things are a lot shakier. But it's also probably a deck, you know, that wants to snap well, although it did still have a good win rate too, honestly. But it also, you know, has meta shifts and so on. We have a really good curve right now, at least. Domino Debris mid's going to be some great points. We're setting up pretty well for En Sabah Nur game as well, which has not always been our strongest options, but hitting a 4 would be quite nice. Rarely we hit this 1, 2, 3. Throne Room's quite good for us, I'd say. Hey, let's go, dude. This is the dream. So En Sabah Nur left on 4. This is gonna be a heck of a final game, isn't it? It's gonna be a heck of a final game. Kind of perfect. The opponent also says, I'm not great. Do they have a title? Absolute garbage. I love it. They're leading in. They're committed. So this is going to swap out one of the 2 rocks. We don't know which. So we're giving up a little bit of Stark Industries upside here, but I think that's fine. We just want to fix this curve. Go hard. Blue Marvel, Iron Patriot, Nakia is wild stuff. Is this Erisham? Yeah, it is. Ooh, we hit the Dracula. Okay, that's really good for Throne Room. Blink here, you can turn your Apocalypse into a Giganto or Red Hulk, but I would argue that's really not that great of a swing. I think you just go Dragon Lord here. You hope to hit a big boy. It's all pretty big boys. Even the blink puts you in a good spot, I think, because you kind of make your Dracula better, and you can still play like Giganto left later or whatever. It is the blink. That means Apocalypse is getting turned into Giganto. Okay, that's still fine by my book. I just want to draw not Jubilee or Rock here, I think, so that Dracula is guaranteed. Ah, nice. Okay. Actually, yeah, I trust the Red Hulk enough that I want to make sure Dracula is as big as possible, because we need to get ahead of this Devil Dino. And also the Devil Dino. Oh, no. Devil Dino is there. I was thinking of Ronan for a second. Yeah, just great. This was like actually our best game yet. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I bet sometimes you hit these games with this deck and it just feels like you cannot lose, right? Where everything goes perfectly. Like, absolute dream curve. Even the kind of blink low roll left us ahead by 12, which is a crazy lead, and makes us super strong everywhere else too, right? So really could not have been too rough this game. I think we always beat that Devil Dinosaur, right? It is actually buffed by both Naki and Blue Marvel, so it is... It's 18 right now, but it presumably gets smaller. But there is a chance Dracula only goes to 15. So, like, maybe if they just played one giant card mid and kept their hand big, we might have been in trouble with a 16 power Devil Dino. But it would have still been like a 2 and 3 that we win. Because even Giganto pushes us to 17, right? So, pretty good chance either way. But that's 10 games, guys. So, we went exactly 5 and 5, which... isn't crazy. It isn't bad. I don't know what our cubes are at. I'm too lazy to look. But overall, not a bad run. And as you know from the data at large, as you saw, like, this is just a good deck anyway. So you'll probably find a lot of success with this one.